Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more SHD. Today what I have for you is my Grimsby Town versus Bradford City match preview in the first round of the EFL League Cup. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes on today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're now on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what would your starting 11 be for this match, and also let me know down below what do you think the score will be. Will we make it back-to-back wins? Obviously a great start after a brilliant 3 points on the opening day away at MK Dons. Can we follow it up with another one in this game? Do you think we'll make changes? Do you think we'll go full strength? All that sort of stuff. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. Now this feels a little bit weird because normally for cup matches I did my match previews and stuff exclusively for tier 3 channel members over on SHD. Obviously if you don't know about my main channel, then that'd be a bit weird if you know about more SHD but not SHD. But apart from that, today we are here to preview a cup match which is available for free for everybody to watch. So starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table. Yes, only one game has been played, but Bradford City sits 7th in the table. We are currently inside the playoffs, and if we can remain there for the full season, that would obviously be very nice. But we've played one match, won one match, drawn 0, lost 0, scored 2, conceded 1, leaving us on a positive 1 goal difference and 3 points. That match that we did play was obviously a 2-1 win away at MK Dons. Alex Patterson scoring in the 3rd minute, Sam Sherrin scoring an own goal just 2 minutes later. Alex Gilby did pull a goal back for the hosts on the 20th minute, but despite only having 31% of the ball, Graham Alexander's side were able to pick up the 3 points. Apparently we only had 2 shots on target as well, but it was a very good defensive game for us. We were brilliant out of possession, and Sam Walker in goal for us made a number of top class saves. That then compared though to Grimsby Town. They currently sit 18th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After one match they've got 0 wins, 0 draws and 1 defeat, scoring 0 goals and conceding 1, which leaves them on a -1 goal difference and 0 points. Their last match then on the opening day of the season was a 1-0 defeat away at Fleetwood Town. Again, 66% of the ball, 0 shots on target, 5 total shots in the match. They were dominated by Fleetwood apart from in possession, and it goes to prove that possession doesn't really mean all too much if you don't have a purpose with it. And I look at that Grimsby lineup and I think there is a real lack of quality in there going forward. Now Charles Burnham on his day can be a decent League 2 player, and I don't know too much about the Icelandic player who they did bring in. On paper looks like a good signing. Will he deliver though over in England? There are still a few question marks about him, but in that striker position with Danny Rose currently returning to full fitness, I do think they are going to struggle for goals until he is fully fit. Defensively, I think they can be solid. I do like their midfield. I really like the signing of George McEachran. On the whole though, for me, I don't think Grimsby are going to be challenging for too much this season. I know we are only one game in, but I predicted them to be down and around relegation unless something drastic does happen in terms of their transfer business between now and the end of the window. But let's waste no further time and get into my starting 11 for this one against Grimsby. Now, in my personal opinion, I think we should go for a bit of a mix between playing the same team that played on Saturday and still making a few changes though. Players who are probably as good as some of them starters, and I like to see them get an opportunity in this match against Grimsby Town. So I go with the 3-1-4-2 formation. I think if Richie Smallwood is fit and available, this is probably going to be the formation that we play. Even if he's not, then Alex Patterson will probably just play in that position. I think it's clearly been our best formation under Graham Alexander, so it's definitely what we should continue with in this match. In goal, I've gone with Sam Walker. I mentioned him briefly earlier there. Was absolutely brilliant against MK Dons. Made 4 or 5 top class saves, especially in that second half. A few really brilliant saves from point blank range, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. So he definitely starts in between the sticks for me. Bradford City's #1, and we know obviously Colin Doyle has signed a new 1-year playing contract as he was on the bench at the weekend, but in my personal opinion you go with Sam Walker every day of the week. Into the back 3 then, I think I'm right in saying Callum Johnson still won't be available for a few more weeks while he builds his fitness up, so I've gone with Aidan Baldwin. I thought, to be fair, against MK Dons on the whole he was pretty solid. There was the odd shaky moment or two, and at times he did lose a few too many aerial duels for me, and I feel like against a team like Grimsby we're going to be a bit more physical going forward, especially when Danny Rose does play. Baldwin might struggle against him a little bit, but on the whole I was quite okay with Baldwin's performance. I thought his passing ability was quite good, to be fair, so I'd start him at right centre-back. In the middle, I've gone with Sam Stubbs. I feel like Neil Burn's performance wasn't decisive, and I still think that position is up in the air, in my personal opinion, between Sam Stubbs and Neil Burn. Stubbs didn't really play much in the final few games of pre-season. I don't actually think he was a substitute at all. I think he was an unused sub against Altrincham in our final game, wasn't included in the matchday squad, and also didn't travel with the team to MK Dons, so maybe he's on his way out of the door, which is probably be fairly understandable. As he is our 6th choice centre-half going into this season, but I'd like to see him get a start in this one to try and improve his quality, although to be fair, in pre-season he did look quite poor, but then again he was playing for the majority of the time as a wide centre-back. He has to play in the middle. At left centre-back, I've gone with Jack Shepherd. I feel like this is the perfect game to give him his first start in Bradford City colours. He's had a few opportunities on off the bench where he's played, I think, half an hour against Altrincham, then 10 or so minutes against MK Dons. Now I want to see him get a start though, as that left centre-back plays 75 minutes, something like that, build up his fitness, and I feel like from what I've seen of him so far, he looks like a decent signing, so I'd personally start him at left centre-back. As my holding midfielder, I've gone with the captain, Richie Smallwood. I feel like this is a perfect game for Smallwood, away from home on a Tuesday night. You need your leaders, you need your experience in there, and I thought he had a really good game against MK Dons. That tackle he put in the first half against MK Dons, where maybe a few referees might have given a penalty for that. It was a brilliant challenge, to be fair, from Smallwood. He wrapped his leg around perfectly, brilliantly timed tackle, and he definitely starts in this game for me. At right wing back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. Maybe you could go Alex Gilead, but I feel like you need your better players to play in these type of matches if you do want to progress through into round number 2. On the whole, it's not the most entertaining of draws. Brad Halliday, though, I thought was fairly average against MK Dons, to be fair. Nothing really to stand out. I think there's still a lot more to come from Mr. Halliday, as obviously last season we saw the quality that he can provide both going forward and defensively. He did kind of get caught out a little bit for MK Dons' goal. He actually got beaten for pace, which is something we haven't really seen much, to be fair, by Brad Halliday, but he definitely starts for me at right wing back. Into my 2 central midfielders, firstly I've gone with Alex Patterson. Now I was trying to do as much rotation as possible really, but Patto's made himself undroppable after a brilliant performance at the weekend against MK Dons, scoring an absolute thunderbolt and just being unbelievable in that midfield. His energy, legs, tenacity, quality on the ball, he has got everything. He's going to be a massive player for us this season if he can stay fit. We all knew how talented he was at the start of last campaign, and I'm just hoping he can stay fit for a full season, because he's absolutely brilliant every single time he puts on that Bradford City shirt. So he definitely starts for me in that midfield, and fingers crossed he can come up with another goal. I think he got 3 goals in his first 3 games for the club at last campaign, or it might have been 3 goals in the first 4, but he didn't score in the first game, something like that. It was a really good statistic. He scored 3 goals in a row though in all competitions, and I hope he can continue that into this season as well. And partnering him, I've gone with Jamie Walker. I feel like with the quality and strength and depth in this position, it'd probably be a good game to rotate. That Anthony Sarsfield was very good at the weekend in my personal opinion, but towards the end of the match he was certainly starting to tire, and you factor in he's 32 years of age now, I do believe. Certainly the wrong side of 30, you could say. You don't want to be playing him 90 minutes Saturday, Tuesday when you've got somebody as good as Jamie Walker who is fit and available, and I thought he looked hungry when he came on off the bench against MK Dons, so I'd like to see him get a start in this one. Nothing because like Sarsfield was poor at the weekend, just simply because I think it's the best thing to do to keep rotating your players, keep them fit, keep them fresh, and keep them very hungry as well. There needs to be a clear pathway into the team for some of these fringe players. You know, you've got your starting 11, but then you've also got 4 or 5 subs who are more than adequate to start week in, week out, and then the rest of them are kind of more backups. Traditionally anyway, that is the case, but Jamie Walker for me should start in this one. And at left wing back, I've gone with Clark Adore. I feel like he was quite good there at the weekend. Some people might argue Lewis Richards, but with all due respect to Grimsby, they're a team we should be beating based on the quality in our squad, so I'd like to see us go a little bit more attacking in this one. I think he got caught out less defensively than what Tyreek Wright did, and it wouldn't surprise me if Wright starts again, to be fair, but after playing 60-70 minutes, something like that, on such a big pitch, and he was up and down that left side, I'd like to see a little bit of rotation in there, but I want to see some attacking rotation. I'm not sure Lewis Richards should start this game, just because I don't think we need his defensive quality, especially if we've got Brad Halliday over on the other side. As my 2 strikers then, at first I've gone with Andy Cook. I thought it was quite harsh that he got subbed off after 70 minutes, to be fair. I feel like he was the better striker. Between him and Callum Kavanagh, I feel like he looked a little bit more of a goal threat, was putting himself about a bit. He has a really good first touch. When the ball gets fired into his chest, it always brings it down perfectly, and it's a brilliant pass normally into a Bradford City player. And like I mentioned, I do feel like it was a little bit harsh to bring Cook off. I think Alexander was obviously having the changing system, but then was also trying to change the way we were playing to try and be a little bit more fluid and adaptable. But I do think it was quite harsh on Andy Cook. Obviously playing against one of his former sides, he loves a goal against one of his former clubs. Doesn't score against them though all too often, especially away from home. So I'd like to see him get the nod in this one, and fingers crossed he can find himself on the score sheet. And partnering him, I've gone with Jake Young, as Callum Kavanagh was really poor at the weekend. You have to be on it, especially in these positions where we've got a lot of quality and competition for places. He wasn't on it, so Jake Young should now get that opportunity. I thought it was very, very interesting that Young was an unused substitute against MK Dons, and Alexander decided to go with Oliver instead. I'm not so sure I agree with that, to be fair. I feel like we needed a bit of mobility at the top of the pitch, so to bring Oliver on, I was a little bit baffled by that. I mean, by the time this video comes out, Jake Young might be a Crawley Town player, he might be a Stevenage player, who knows at the end of the day. But as of right now, at the time of recording, he's still a Bradford City player, so I'd like to see him start in this match. On the bench then for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Kieran Kelly, Lewis Richards, Alex Gilead, Anthony Sarcevic, Bobby Poynton, Tyreek Wright, Callum Kavanagh and Verden Oliver. Obviously, as it is a cup match, you are allowed 9 substitutions, but you can still only select 5 of them with 3 separate opportunities, not including half time. The only player currently unavailable to my knowledge is Callum Johnson. That's just down to him needing to still build up fitness and all that sort of stuff. So the players who'd miss out then through selection would be Zach Cady, Neil Byrne, Kevin McDonald, who I might start putting in the unavailable category because obviously he's being forced to train with the youth team at this moment in time, so God knows what's going on there. Also missing out would be Gabriel Wadsworth, Adam Wilson, Tyler Smith and Harry Ibbotson. I do feel quite bad leaving Smith out in a game like this, but I just can't find a space for him on the bench, even though we're allowed 2 extra substitutions in this one. Strength in depth at the top of the position in terms of numbers is clear for all to see. We've got 6 different strikers and only 2 starting spots, and then you're only allowed really maximum 2 on the bench before you start really crowding it with players in positions where you've already got too much cover, to be fair. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this game, and what would your starting 11 be as well. Would you make any changes from Saturday's 2-1 win away at MK Dons? Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to go check out the player ratings as well from MK Dons away, and I will see you all very soon for another one. Peace.